Hi everyone, this is Salem from Sarcastic Gaming. I'm here with you playing D&D Style Choice Gaming or something like that. It looked like it was going to be cute, and so far I have 12 lives and 14 mana, so we'll see how it goes. It says, welcome to an epic adventure. You start off as a wizard at the beginning of this massive adventure. Instructions, scroll and read, make choices, that's it. Sounds perfectly good for me. Your progress is automatically bookmarked. Alright, I guess I'm a handsome knight with a little helmet. You are a young wizard seeking treasure and glory. You're walking along a path in the forest. One day's journey from Ring City, okay. Your beloved home. Night has just fallen and you're thinking about how it might be a good idea to find a campsite. After all, you're in goblin territory and it's dangerous to travel in the dark. I don't want to be with goblins. Since suddenly you smell something awful. Reginold! Do I have a butler? Are you responsible for that outrageous smell? You ask the warrior striding ahead of you. A fart joke, really? Pray no, I am always downwind from my companions when I squeeze the bellows, Reginold answered. You realize that you have never encountered this stench before, and it is close, and perhaps it's your imagination. But is that a muffled breath you just heard? Shout a warning to Reginold. No, he farted on me. Dive flat on your face. Hide, stop and listen. Well, I'm about as brave as diving flat on my face. Oh, I thought I had 14 lives. Did I have 14? Dive, they have bows. You shout as you fling yourself down to the hard, dirt path. How do I know they have bows? I just smelled something. What? Reginold looks back. Who has bows? Just then, out of the brush rushed several snarling goblins, their eyes glowing green in the murky darkness. They surround you in no time, and they charge with their short spears. I guess they couldn't afford long spears. With his sword at the ready, Reginold steps forward to meet the first of them. Watch out, they have toothpicks. Oh, my mana! You can't cast spells very well lying face down in the dirt, so it takes you a second to get up. As you stand, a small spear whistles past. With an arcane word and a flourish of one hand, you send a small bolt of fire into the one who threw the spear. The goblin drops to the ground, thrashing in flames. That's what you get for trying to spear me. Reginold hacks down another. The remaining three run away, whooping and yipping. Are they happy? Did I kill like a bully or something? Their cries are joined by others from the dark forest all around. The calls are numerous, and you estimated there are far too many goblins to fight toe-to-toe. It's a hunting party, probably tracking wild game. We humans are a delicacy, much better than mutton, Reginold says. Well, why would you go here, then? You regard the two dead goblins on the ground. Dead goblins are worth 10 gold pieces per head in the city. I need them, then. Why can't I take all of them? Luckily, you don't need to carry their heads around. The city authorities will accept their left ears. Yes, I'm cutting off their ears. Get the ears, you explain. I never thought I'd be explaining that one, but okay. I would exclaim. I need to explain it. As you pull out your razor-sharp dagger from your belt. For a second, your sometimes slow-witted warrior's sidekick doesn't understand. But as you start sawing away at the first ear, he gets the idea and fishes out his own dagger. Soon you have a bloody goblin ear stuffed into your pockets. Man, I never thought I would say that one. And Reginold has one of his own. Nasty, very. However, 10 gold pieces are worth nearly 6 months' wages to a common laborer, so you're willing to take the hit. Heck yeah! What now? Reginold asked. Certainly, there are excellent places to hide in the forest. We can just make it till morning. True, the goblins have many Goblins have dogs? Wouldn't the dogs eat the goblins? 'Cause they smell bad? Okay. And their own sense of smell is keen, you say. We might climb a tree, then that would be at least defensible. Can they not climb trees? Do you wish to be treated like a fox with goblins barking under... They bark? Okay, I gotta start reading the story. But they're gonna make me decide what I'm supposed to do. If you wish a position that is both defensible and allows some freedom of movement, we should hasten to the castle in Intervace. It is near, and we could fortify ourselves behind the walls, Reginold says. You frown. But it is a fortress, yes, but inhabited by what? Gods know what manner of creature may have taken up residence in that ruin over the years. That's what I thought. Hide in the forest, garrison in the ruined walls, climb a large tree. Hiding in the forest would probably be good. Garrisoning the ruined walls sounds nice. They'd have protection from the walls. Climbing a tree is stupid. I'm sorry, everybody that would pick climbing a tree, but that's just not how I would go. I was thinking that I don't want to be stuck at the bottom when they're stuck at the top when they're at the bottom. So I'm going to climb the ruined walls. Maybe whatever's in there is friendly. They need somebody to visit. Castle Inverness is near. Let us take refuge behind those stone walls, you say. Goblin hunting calls echo from all around the... goblin hunting calls. I thought we were hunting goblins. Echo from all around the forest as the two of you dash up the path of 100 meters or so, where you find a fork in the road. The path on the right appears to be seldom used since there is nearly overgrown. The path on the left is clear. You think you see a firelight down that way. Could this fire belong to goblins? Or if you're lucky, the campfire is another friendly adventuring party. Castle, never question a wizard. Investigate the fire. I really want to investigate the fire, but I really want to yell never question a wizard. Oh, I just want to yell never question a wizard. Enough foolishness to Castle Everness and her blessed walls. Okay. You can proclaim. Reginold raises his fist. Yes! May their puny bodies break against our stone defenses. They're gonna throw themselves into the wall. They're just gonna be trying to throw themselves, just breaking themselves into the wall, trying to break it down. Okay. After a minute of stumbling down what is best described as a game trail, you see the shadowy husk of the ruin of the moonlight ahead. Unfortunately, the battle cries of your pursuers are closer than ever, and when you look back over your shoulder, you see glowing eyes. Ooh. The two of you turn on a boost of speed, and soon the outer wall of the castle looms before you. It is about 10 feet high and crumbling. You realize with horror that there are no holes on the side that are large enough to fit through. Meanwhile, Reginold, a faster runner than yourself, has disappeared around the north and the corner wall. Thank you, Reginold, just leaving me behind. A short spear whistles past your head. You look back and see at least 4 little beasts. Oh, no, that is not what I pictured. These guys, ooh, not pretty. Jump the wall spell. Turn and blast them. Follow Reginold. I'm gonna turn and blast them. Hey, achievement unlocked. 4 points, coins, and I got a unicorn. Die, filthy vermin, you shout as you turn to face your pursuers. They are not far behind, and you only have to wait a few seconds before they're in range. You shout the spell trigger word, and a gout of flame erupts from your outstretched hand, engulfing 4 goblins. I killed them. They scream shrilly for a moment, and then fall silent as their flaming bodies crumple to the ground. No more goblins are visible, so you run to catch up with Reginold and say thanks a lot for leaving me behind, you big jerk. As you round the north side, you see him above a section of partially crumbled wall. He helps you scramble over the top into the rotten gangplank. He grins at you and nods in the direction you came from. Don't grin at me. I'm not your friend anymore. Gods, you have struck terror into that advance party. However, they will call for reinforcements. How they're dead. We have the wall. The question remains, can we hold it? Well, I have bench pressed a few times. I think I could probably hold it. We could go in, you point to the castle, keep beyond the courtyard. The castle is 3 stories tall, or at least it had been, before the most of the top floor collapsed. The second story is barely any better. The fortress is as lifeless and still as a painting. Nevertheless, you wonder if anyone is looking back at you from the dark arrow slits of the first floor. What do you suggest? Enter the castle wall. Prepare a wall defense. I still have 8 mana. I do think that we need a defense. God's known what's in that castle. Let us fight only one enemy at a time, you say. But I wanted to go in the castle. I just wanted to make a bigger wall first. Soon the forest around you is dotted with glowing sets of eyes. It is difficult to count them as they appear and disappear behind the trees. But you guess maybe 20 or more. So, is that 10 goblins or is that 40 eyes? Surely they will attack from all sides at once. Crap, says Reginold. And they can see at night like we can in the day. Is there anything they can't do? You consider the long, dry grass of the courtyard below. With some lamp oil, you could start a fine brush fire down there. The light of it could perhaps even the odds of these nocturnal creatures. You could even cast a spell upon the fire to create a blinding flash. 'Cause I am amazing. But you're not sure you want to leave the wall to carry out such an unconventional plan. Yes, I do. They may attack while you are away, leaving only Reginold to defend the walls. Forget Reginold, he left me behind. You wonder how long the goblins will take to muster their forces. Your question is immediately answered when you hear a battle cry, a high-pitched, furious, and seemingly on the edge of panic. It erupts from the forest in a tide of little green, evil eyes surging forward. Blast them, run for the castle, set the courtyard on fire. Fire! Ah, clever move. And a fox. I love foxes. And another unicorn. Without a moment to lose, you jump down the courtyard, empty a flask of oil into the dry grass, and you light it. The fire spreads rapidly. You ascend a ladder against the wall to rejoin Reginold. Thanks a lot, Reginold. You haven't done anything to help me out. Gods help us. They come from all sides, you shout. Reginold does not answer as he works his bow. Thrum, thrum, goes the string. You need a new bow. Soon several of the goblins have scaled the far wall. 2 have dropped down into the courtyard, while another charges upon the rickety battlement walkway toward you. Others follow, and then still more from the east and west walls. You can see them clearly thanks to the courtyard brush fire, because I'm a genius. You dare not wait any longer. Reginold, close your eyes! You shout and then let loose the spell. Crack! You see bright pink behind your shut eyelids. The fire has become a brilliant flash, a brief pulse, brighter than a full daylight. You wait a second. It will take that long for the flare to die down. Now the little monsters are shielding their glowing eyes and screaming. One of them stumbles headlong off the battlement. Kill them all and be quick about it. They will not be blind for long, you shout as you reach the folds of your robe and pull out your dagger. Heck yeah. Reginold slings his bow and unsheathes his sword. The goblins still standing there, now waving their short swords and spears blindly in front of them. Reginold effortlessly, I can't read today, bats these weapons aside from his long sword. See, he's got a long sword compared to your short spears. With a single mighty cleave per creature, he cuts the goblins down one after the other. For you, using a blade to dispatch foes is demeaning and dangerous. It is not. I would love to have a sword, please. What am I doing, punching them? Blind or not, those vicious little monsters will slash and bite for their lives. Nevertheless, a long knife requires no mana, so you quickly get to work. Really? I have a little bitty knife and I don't want to use a blade? Okay. You jump down in the courtyard where you have more room to maneuver. You run behind each goblin, thrust in your dagger, and immediately spring backwards before your victim has a chance to swing at you. So I run behind the blind goblins and backstab them because I'm so brave. I thought I was supposed to be a wizard, and I'm... Wow, that is such an awful thing to do to these little blind things. You smile to yourself. You think that you're really on a roll. Gods, I hate goblins, you think. Just as you consider singing a song to better mock your blinded quarry, more of the little beasts come. So not only am I going to stab the tiny little goblins that I went into their home and then set fire to it, and then I'm going to stab them in the backs while they're blind. I'm going to sing about it while I'm doing it because I'm just that nice of a guy. A lot more. They scuttle over the walls like cockroaches. No, thank you. I hate cockroaches. To the castle, you shout. Once across the courtyard, you open the large wooden double doors, which shriek on rusty hinges. That was my shrieking. Inside, Reginold slams the bars and the door. Slams and bars the doors. Thank you for doing something useful, Reginold. The entrance chamber is large with a high vaulted ceiling. The stone walls are cracked and flaking. The ground is strewn with loose rubble. The air is stale. Aside from the double doors behind you, there are closed wooden doors on the north, east, west walls. They're going to make me pick one, aren't you? And there's going to be something crappy on the other side. Near the north door, there's a stairway going up, but it's blocked by rubble. That one's out of the picture. It is not long before the front doors began to rattle violently. Through the nearby arrow slit, you can see glowing eyes and a glint of axes chopping away at the door. Can I not just use the holes and stab them through it? They're piling up on them. I could just... one by one. Okay. You're not sure how long the barred portal will hold them. Reginold wants to hide deeper in the castle. On the other hand, the place smells of death. It might be prudent to take a few steps to investigate the rooms and doors. What do you do? Do I want to search the rooms indoors or do I want to leave? I do have a spell, so I'm going to search so I don't find an ogre or something awful. You motion to Reginold to check the east door. You inspect the ground and see there's been some traffic through there, so something is going to eat me. Some of the tracks on the dusty floor appear to be from human-sized shoes or boots, while others appear from bare feet too large to be from men. I told you it's going to be an ogre. None of the tracks appear to belong to goblins. Listening, you can't hear anything over the goblins thumping and screaming outside. I didn't mean to scare you. That was the goblins. You direct the light of your lantern at the northern door and are about to turn toward the eastern door when something catches your attention. Was that an eye? You wonder as you think you caught a glimpse of a glistening eyeball through a rotting hole in the northern door. Now he's peeking on me? Casually, as though you were just taking another look around, you sweep your lantern light over the door again, pausing for just another instant at that spot. Yes, that was an eye. We need to get out of here now. You're being watched, and although your glimpse of it was fleeting, you could tell the eye did not belong to a human. The white of the orb is pink with blood, and the retina is pitch black and large. That's going to be a cyclops, isn't it? You would like to get a better look at the creature. No, I would not. There is a minor spell you normally use to magically open doors from a distance. You find it tedious opening doors yourself. So not only am I a terrible wizard that kills things that are blind behind their back and sing about it, I'm too lazy to open doors by myself because it's so hard to reach your hand out and go. As long as the door is unlocked, you could use this lazy wizard spell to open the eye door without being too close. On the other hand, that may frighten or anger whomever that eye belongs to. Perhaps you should just talk to it. Maybe you can join forces against the goblins. Alternatively, you might be able to hurl a bolt of fire through that eye hole. Not an easy shot, but you have the element of surprise. Finally, there's a running option, a choice that has been keeping wizards alive for thousands of years. I can open the door, shoot the eye hole, talk to the creature, or run. Opening the door, if it's going to be a bad creature, that just makes it easier for it to come and eat me. Shooting the eye hole, I would do that, but what if it's friendly? What if it's got a baby cyclops? What if it's got a wife named Karen and they're just going through some troubles? Talk to the creature, that sounds good, but what if it's just like doesn't speak English? I'm sure I have a spell for that too. Or I can run. Running's always a really good answer, but I'm gonna talk to him. Diplomat. Just talking can often get you what you want. Language, even a greater invention than fire. Another unicorn for me. You muster your courage, face the door, and raise your voice to be heard over the pounding, shouting of the goblins. We mean you no harm. We only wish to... Crack! The door explodes open. The light of your lantern streams into the doorway to reveal a huge, muscled monster stooping over. Yeah, we mean you no harm. He holds a massive spiked club in one hand and a melon-sized rock in the other. He steps into the room. Well, that's just great. He was playing baseball. We ruined his game. Neville's tongue. It's an ogre. Poor Neville. Reginold curses. Greetings, you say. Hi, how you doing? Mustering your most cheerful smile. The yonder goblins are disrespecting your property. Let us join forces against them. They're peeing out there and pooping and who knows what. I mean, it's just awful. Just then, the front doors of the castle burst open, like a tidal wave crashing onto the beach. A heap of goblins fall into the room, the creatures one on top of another. A chorus of glee erupts from their fanged mouths. The ogre hurls his stone. I told you it was going to be an ogre. Hurls his stone straight at you. You duck and hear a squishy thud behind you. Well, your diplomacy may not have exactly worked, but now there might be an opportunity. Time to let the ogre and goblins become acquainted without you. Ah, sorry about that. I'm just ruining everyone's lives. Reginold and you nearly collide as you haste through the eastern portal. Once through, you slam the door closed. From the entrance chamber you just left come goblin yips of triumph, which turn into screams of terror that are immediately drowned out by the earth-shaking snarl. Next is the sharp slapping of flesh against flesh with a wet sound of bodies ripping apart. That is really great. You run from one room to the next. The ogre is not much of a housekeeper. The castle is full of giant cobwebs and broken furniture. So I'm ransacking his house while I let a beach tidal wave of little what were they, goblins, into his house. I am just the worst. Finally, you enter a larger room and a dining room, as evidenced by a long wooden table and 2 fireplaces. He has 2 fireplaces? Wow. You motion to Reginold to stop, and you both listen. Faintly, you can hear far-off sounds of battle from behind you. Can't leave that way, you think? Just then, you hear something else, labored breathing. Is that crying? Oh no, it's Karen! They just had a fight, didn't they? I'm out of here. Investigate the sound. I'm gonna investigate the sound. For glory and the loot, you think of yourself and you take the lead. Do I have to? I don't want to. You quickly realize that the sound seems to be coming from this very room. You creep over the other end of the dining hall and you see a young woman sitting on the ground chained to a fireplace, rocking back and forth and sobbing. Hi, Karen. You're gonna be all right. You know he has mood swings. Her cries break off and she looks up at you with an expression of fear that quickly turns to surprise. Who are you? She asks. You tell her your names and that you are here to smite evil while making your fortunes. That just sounds great. This brings a smile to her face. A pretty smile, you suspect, although it's hard to tell under all the dirt and smudge on her face. So now I'm judgmental. I'm judging her. Man, I'm awful. She gives you her name as Sheba and says there is a key to her chains on the table. Sure enough, beside cracked and dusty china is a small brass key. As you set about unlocking her, she tells you that she is a merchant's daughter who was traveling with her father's trade caravan when it was attacked by a mighty ogre with a small band of priests of an evil god wearing dark cloaks. Priests of an evil god. Wow. Those of her party not killed in the initial attack were taken prisoner and chained up in this room. Well, where are they? One by one were taken away by the priest, never to return. Okay. They took my father, Sheba sniffs. No doubt he is slain, but I must try to find him. Will you help me? He is dead. I'm sorry. You ask her if she has any idea where her father or others might be, but she knows little of the rest of the castle. He's dead, sweetie. I'm sorry, Karen. Reginold takes you aside and says, ought we take her to safety and then look for her father on our own? She will be in danger traveling with us. No, if we have to look for her father, she's got to come with us because I don't want to die alone. And I might be able to outrun her. You agree that having some half-starved, unarmed merchant's daughter tripping along behind you will only get her killed. But where is safety? Last time you checked, the courtyard was crawling with goblins, and according to her, the castle residents are not very good hosts. There's more than one. So he did have a baby. What do you do? Escort her out? Hide her and move on? Send her on her way? Chain her back up for now. Wow. Let's see. Escort her out. Seems like the smartest decision. Hide her and move on. Send her on her way. Sending her on her way is just going to get her killed. Escorting her out seems like a good way, but then that's too easy. Hide her and move on is a good idea, but I think the best idea would be to chain her back up. And I know everybody's screaming. They're like, no, why would you chain her back up? What's wrong with you? But if the ogre comes back and sees that she's not chained, he's going to know that I came through here. I want him to think that I left. I'm gone. It's like, bye. And he's not going to eat her because she's been alive this whole time. Unless killing all those things gave him an appetite. Okay, we're just going to chain her back up. Joker, you try to see the lighter things, or were you serious? I wasn't joking. Haha, old friend, you jest. Reginold laughs. No, I don't. After you whisper your suggestion in his ear, you know I love your impish sense of humor, but we haven't have time for foolishness in this place. Come now, what shall we do? I really wanted to chain her back up. Fine, she can hide. There are a ton of hiding places in this ruin. You find a nice pile of rubble for her to hide behind a few rooms away. You tell her to keep quiet and that you'll get back to her. I'll get back to you in a while. Stay still and quiet here. We will return. Well, if we do not return by morning, escape as best you can, you instruct her. Clever, Reginold says as you leave her. If the wizards find Siva missing, they will not expect her to remain in the castle. With luck, they will leave the castle altogether to find her. And we can explore unhindered, you say with a smile, 'cause I am just a jerk. The castle is quiet and dark. You walk into the wide hallway that branches into two directions. One direction is covered in a thick layer of dust, while the other is covered in footprints. Dust. We're going with dust. You decide that it would be wise to get a lay of the land before looking for any trouble. Despite the faint smell of rotting flesh from the dusty hall, you decide that it would be wise to go into this way first. Less monsters, more treasure, or at least you hope. Forget the treasure. I thought we were looking for the man. You have kept your lantern hooded and only allowing slivers of light out. After all, you want to remain stealthy. The way is dim, however, you're finding yourself tripping over rubble and all odd pieces of furniture. Ahead there is a stench of rot, making you wonder if there might be something terrible hidden in the shadows. Too bad you can't see in the dark like a goblin. What do you do? Keep the lantern hooded, unhood the lantern. If I keep the lantern hooded... Okay, let's see. If I keep it hooded, then it's just going to be dark and I'm going to be tripping on stuff and I'm going to be feeling on it. And what if that's like a really smelly ogre? And second part, I'll unhood it and it could be just her dad dead and I can move on and say, hey, we got to get out of here. So we're going to do that. We're going to unhood the lantern on the next episode. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe, comment, tell me what you think, and tell me that Reginold is a big jerk. All right, thanks.